All right, so we're almost out of time. We have a limit on this. So got one last question for you. There's recorded video, and then Facebook and YouTube and now LinkedIn have got live casting, right? So it's a live. Um, what kind of role do you think live casting is going to play as opposed to a recorded video?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question. And I'm thinking about it. I don't know that I have any thoughts that yet I believe are like, yeah, I'm really convicted that this is likely. But here's one of the things that's on my mind. I'll say first, I love the idea of like live sourcing. I think it's a really cool idea. I think that we'll probably figure out how to do it. Here's the one thing that we've got to navigate though. The apply and the interest expression experience for most people is still confidential, right? And so we've got to figure out how do we create dynamics and interactions in that live format that preserves the confidentiality of the audience. If we can offer that interaction and at the same time offer confidentiality, I think we'll solve a major challenge with the live video in recruiting.
And that's why I like live webinars. They're a little bit more private, and the people that are the attendee list is not readily visible to every attendee.
Yeah, I agree.
If you go on a social media site like YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, your name is there, right?
Yep.
And your boss's name might be there. One of your colleagues' names might be there. So the cat's out of the bag at that point in time.
Yeah, there's some applications that we can imagine where that wouldn't be an issue, like university recruiting, right? And I think university recruiting is probably from a demographic perspective going to lean towards audiences that like that interaction anyway, right? But when you're leaving college, you don't need to be confidential necessarily. Right. And I'd love to see university recruiting strategies start playing around with this idea of breaking down the fourth wall, so to speak, and allowing the audience to interact with the actors. So you can really enrich that pre-applicant experience. But like you said, for the professional level hires where confidentiality does matter, listeners, if you're not using career webinars or you're not using some of these videos on conference calls, I'd highly recommend you give it a shot. I think you'll be surprised by the results, and doing it that way preserves the confidentiality of the audience, which, as far as I can tell, is still a key thing when you're using video if it's live.